Well, welcome everybody. It looks like we're having a slight technical issue with our screen capture here. We'll get it up and running in just a second. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We got Matt Moreau out on the track tonight. Thank you for joining in, everybody. We're happy to have you with us here live from Iowa Speedway for the East to West Apparel Company ARCA Series, powered by Rusty Misfits Racing League. Had a wild one at Daytona last week. Now we're on to the Iowa Speedway. So far, Michael Steele setting down quick time. Lee Kraus right behind him. 23.05 for Michael Steele. Lee Kraus with a 23.07. But let's keep an eye on that number 68 of Dustin Buck. Oh, looks like Buck's going to come in fifth. He was first in practice. Michael Steele, though, we've got a huge field tonight. I think last I looked we had 32 plus cars. Hopefully these gentlemen have a lot of patience tonight. The Iowa can be kind of a tricky track. There are some bumps in the corners where the pavement meets. You got to be careful for that. Tire wear is extremely important here at Iowa Speedway. Racing myself a couple times, tire wear is not something I'm good at. So I never make it to the end of the race the way I should. Jacob Zala setting down a quick time. 23 flat. He's going to take over that pole position from Michael Steele. Let's see, do we have anybody else still running some laps? Yes, we do. We got Mr. Daniel Park in that number 7 machine. Daniel back with us after missing last week's event. Happy to have him back. Oh, now we're having sound issues. Let's check these out. Pardon me, folks, a little tickle in my throat. Well, it looks like qualifying is over. These cars are going to get ready to grid up. Let's see what our race info is here tonight. 78 degrees. Track temperature also 78 degrees. Track length is 0.89 miles, just under a mile. Partly cloudy, 2-mile-an-hour wind. We should have a great night of racing. Oop. Looks like qualifying hasn't quite finished up yet. All right. Oh, not a very good view of our leaders here. All right, starting on the front row, Jacob Zala, Michael Steele. Row number 2, we got Joshua Reese and Lee Kraus in that number 99 machine. Row number 3, Kyle Ingerfeld. Row outside of him, we got James Polsky. Row number 4, we got Mr. Dustin Buck and Roy Hyde. Row number 5, Anthony Hamilton and Daniel Park. Row number 6, we got Brad Steffen and Forrest Hamilton Jr. Oops, wrong button. Huh. All right, row number 7, we got Tom Queering and Sean Patrick in that number 26 machine. And row number 8, we got Dylan Dumford and Mr. Devin Smith. Row number 9, we got Hunter Willman and Farron Elam Jr. In row number 10, Brandon Dunford and Aiden Giordano. In row number 11, we got Travis Lepenis and Matt Moreau. Row number 12, Derek Regal and Logan Tackett. In row 13, Jesse Adams, Ray Andrews. Row 14, Matthew Chandler and Braxton Clues. Kyle Thayer and Josh Fox in row number 15. In row number 16, we got Dean or Jackson Qualley and Aaron Murphy. Nice stout field tonight. 125 laps here from Iowa Speedway. These cars are getting set up and ready to rock and roll. Lights are off on the pace car. We are going to go green coming out of turn number 4. One more lap around, folks. Sorry about that. Depending on the length of the track, it's whether or not they get 1 parade lap or 2. Most of the tracks we go at only do the 1 parade lap because it's bigger tracks, but here tonight we're doing the 2. All right. Jacob Zala in that number 25 machine. Michael Steele, Joshua Reese, and Lee Kraus going to lead us to the green. Coming out of turn number 4, pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Michael Steele looking a little close to that wall already. Oh, we got one taking a shortcut through the grass. No caution on the field yet. Looked like that was Anthony Hamilton. Decided to mow the grass early coming out of turn 4. That was always the tricky part of the track for myself, where the car got super loose. Michael Steele falling back a little bit. That 68 machine of Dustin Buck. Currently riding in 4th. He's got the 93 of Polsky right on his back bumper. Michael Steele sticking to that high line. Dustin Buck trying the low line as we cross the stripe. Still battling side by side. Ooh, a little bit of sparks coming off the right rear quarter panel of that number 5 machine. '93 of Polsky, undecided on which lane he wants. He moves to the high side, moves to the bottom. Here comes that number 7 of Daniel Park, up 4 positions already. 6 laps into this one. He is marching towards the front in that number 7 machine. Park Brothers Racing on the hood. Steel Graphics and Designs on the side. Ooh, Michael Steele once again up into that wall. See on the side of Daniel's car, in memory of Grandma Judy. That's why Dan wasn't with us last week. We did a moment of silence for the Park family, and we're glad he's able to return with us here tonight. Dan's making up for some lost time. Huge shout out to Mr. Daniel Park, also sporting the All the Dirt logo on his car. Oh, we got some contact up front. The 99 of Kraus and the 93 of James Polsky. Lee Kraus falls back a little bit. Maybe not quite happy with how that 93 was racing him this early in the race. Jump on board real quick with the number 19 machine. Another big mover so far in this race. He is currently up 6 positions from where he started in that Operation 300 machine. Racing door to door with the series sponsor, Sean Patrick, and that number 26 machine. That eyesight definitely looks to have the advantage here tonight. Brendan Dunford now up 8 positions from where he started. Anthony Hamilton and that 23 machine was the one that mowed the grass on lap 3. He's able to hold on to it. He has fallen back now, though. He was able to catch back up, but he is down 14 positions from where he originally started. Hopefully he's going to be able to recoup some of that. We got some weird glitching going up at the front of the field here. Jacob Zala still holding on to that lead. Dustin Buck in second. James Polsky in third. Lee Kraus in fourth. Michael Steele in fifth. Daniel Park now up to sixth. The 1 machine of Joshua Reese up to 7th. The 89 of Bad Brad Steffen is up to 8th. Kyle Lingerfeld holding on to 9th. And Tom Queering is up to 10th. Tom's had some pretty strong runs here early on in this season. Keep an eye on that 46 machine. He's going to be a factor. Cars still battling side by side. Did not get a chance to talk to the drivers tonight to see how many laps they were able to go. We did have green flag pit stops last week at Daytona, which these guys pulled off wonderfully, so I'm looking forward to seeing those again. Green flag pit stops could always be tricky coming off turn number 4, getting that car woed up to pit road speed. Ooh, ooh. Oh! Sean Patrick got loose coming out of the corner. Ooh, he's going to collect the number 6 of Logan Tackett. Hard wreck on the straightaway coming out of, I do believe, in the tri-oval. We'll jump back and get a little bit better view of that one. We can see the 26 car here is up close to the wall. Looks like he tries to come down, doesn't quite clear the 94. Tries to get it saved. Hard contact with the outside wall. He's going to collect the 88 machine. Looks like the 3 car might have been involved a little bit. He's trying to get it woed up, and the 6 had nowhere to go. Hard lick taken from the 6. We do not run fast repairs in this series, so that's going to be a very long time to repair those vehicles. Ooh, Jesse Adams caught the tail end of that one. Tough break for Jesse. Brad Stefane, Tom Queering, Hunter Wellman, and Aaron Murphy have elected to stay out. The rest of the field has pitted. We're 22 laps into this race. Some strategy playing out already. If you are looking for a place to race, please come check out Rusty Misfits Racing League. We got racing 3 nights a week. We're racing 5 different series. Monday night we're running the ARCA cars. Tuesday night we're running the FALCONGRAFIX mini stocks on asphalt, followed by the Legends series. And then Thursday night, we get down and dirty with the Dirt Car Series. We're running UMP Modifieds and Mini Stocks. Mini Stocks open up the night on Thursday, and then we switch over to the big boys, the UMP Modifieds. So that's racing 3 nights a week right here from Rusty Misfits Racing League. Also, if you're looking for a wrap to get done, check out Michael Steele Graphics and Designs on Facebook, or you can check out FALCONGRAFIX. The links are in the show description. Looks like the lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready to go green flag racing. Brad Stefan, Tom Queering, Hunter Wellman, and Aaron Murphy. Taking a bit of a risk staying out on old tires. Oh, almost 3 wide for second place. Dustin Buck charging up, followed by the 93 machine of James Pileski. And one more painter that we do have to mention, a newcomer to the series, Misfit Creations. I do believe the 64 was done up by Misfit Creations along with the 13. Once we get a chance to see the 13. Hunter Wellman in that 64 car looking a little bit high. Oh, we're going 3 wide, going to squeeze. Aggressive move by Lee Krause. Lee Krause with those fresh tires on is hard charging to the front of this field. Oh, 99 up into the wall. Doesn't seem to lose much momentum though. Holy cow. Slingshot around. Dustin Buck making a pass for the lead coming out of turn number 4. Brad Stefan with those old tires. I kind of feel like it's a sitting duck out there. It was an interesting choice to stay out on old tires, but that's what he chose to do. Lee Krause once again having to make an aggressive move to the left to avoid getting into the back of Stefan, who was up into the wall. A little bit of touching going on between the 89 and the 99. Here comes the 19 down low, looking to take advantage of those two battling. Dunford is up 16 positions from where he started in that number 19 machine. Looking pretty strong. Michael Steele and Dan Park sneaking back into the frame here. As that 89 continues to fall, Tom Queering, who started on the outside front row, is now outside of the top 10. Trying to hold on to whatever he can until a caution comes out. Joshua Reese climbing back into the top 5. Kyle Lingerfeld now making a move around Brad Stefan. And here comes the 95 of Devin Smith, looking to knock Bradley out of the top 10. Machine of Aiden Giordano up 8 positions from where he started. He's having a good run early on in this race from Iowa. Sorry about that. Pardon me, folks. Looks like the 25 might have had some problems on pit road during that pit stop. I don't know if he was speeding, but he went in and first, came out mired back deep in the field. Currently running in 16th position after leading the first 20 laps of this race. Trying to work his way back up to the front. Tom Quirting, after restarting on the outside pole, is down to 20th. Those old tires definitely playing havoc. We'll have to wait and see how many laps we can get under green flag conditions before we have to start seeing some pit stops. Back up front, we've got a battle right now for third place. Sorry about that. Brandon Dunford looking to make a move on the low side underneath the 93 of Polsky. Now here comes Dan Park trying to challenge on the high side. 93's got a mirror full of everybody. We're going to be 3 wide as we exit the corner going down the back straightaway. Reese Dunford and Michael Steele. Looks like the high line has still got a little more momentum. Michael drives it down deep. Top 2 cars have set themselves apart. Running 1 and 2, we got teammates Dustin Buck and Lee Kraus. Lee Krause setting the pace. No, sorry about that. Dustin Bucket setting the pace. Lee Krause trying to reel him in. Slightly different lines as they go through the corner. Lee Krause up a lane and a half. Yeah, Logan, we saw what happened, buddy, man. Just a bad time for you. You had nowhere to go. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Yeah, we'll cheer on Michael Steele. He's up to 6th place currently. Right in the middle of a gaggle of cars, though. Got Devin Smith, Dunford, Lingerfelt. Lingerfelt dive bomb in the bottom. Michael Steele battling side by side with Reese trying to take over the top 5. So Logan, what's your estimation? How many laps can these cars run on the green flag for pits? Ooh, door to door with Park and Polsky. Three wide right behind them. Holy cow. Devin Smith all up on that high side. Have to start calling him Harry Gant. Michael Steele sending it down on the bottom. Looking to make it 3 wide on the exit of turn number 4. We are 34 laps from the last time we pit. That sounds like a good time. That definitely sounds like a better time than trying to battle these cars for 3rd place right now. Reese dive bombing down to the bottom, looking to take advantage. He not quite. Oh yes, he's going to clear the 93 on exit. He's going to take over that 3rd spot. Joshua Reese. Oh, big one. Michael Steele's going to be hard into the inside wall. That is not the one I'm looking for. Hold on, folks. We'll find the crash. What the heck? Let's see, is that the 95 up there, I do believe? Oh, why can't I never find who I'm looking for? Devin Smith, there we go. Alright, let's change views here, get a little better view of what happened. Let's back that up just slightly here. Real close racing here. Hate to be race control, have to call this one. Devin comes down a little bit, catches the 19. All kinds of bad stuff happens. Everybody's pitting this time by. Michael Steele, heavy damage to the front end of that number 5 machine. Nothing Michael could do. He had nowhere to go on that one. Race off pit road. Buck comes in first, leaves first, but Joshua Reese gains a position. Lee Krause going to fall back one. We're 60 laps into this event. Just about halfway. great racing so far. These guys have been putting on a show. Very close racing for lap after lap, door-to-door action. That's exactly what you want to see from Iowa Speedway. Now we're going to be in the second half of this one. These guys are going to bring this thing home. Give a shout out to Sean Patrick with the East to West Apparel Company for being our primary sponsor for tonight. Without him, not all of this would be here. He's giving out some pretty cool prizes to people. So thank you, Sean, for all that you've done for the league, and we're happy to have you with us, buddy. Unfortunately, your night ended early tonight, not the way you wanted to go, but you've been putting on a pretty good show, and we'll look forward to see what you do back next week. Cars are restacked. We're going to go green coming out of turn number 4, Dustin Buck and Joshua Reese. Weird restart. Reese was not up beside Dustin Buck when the green flag flew. Here comes the number 3 of Hamilton Jr. down on the bottom, trying to get a good push. Oh, you got to be careful on these cold tires, boys. Where did Lee Kraus go? Lee came out in 4th. Must have had a speeding penalty and had to drop all the way to the back. Lee Kraus currently sitting in the 15th spot. Costly mistake for the number 99 machine tonight. Still got a long ways to go with some patience. He should be able to work his way back up front. He's got a fast hot rod. Just has to navigate through the landmine that is the middle of this field. Looks like up front the 93 is looking to make a move on Dustin Buck to take over the lead. James has got his nose down underneath the 68. But Dustin's going to have the momentum coming off the corner. James is going to have to drive it in there a lot deeper to try to clear him. Oh, he turns the leader. Dustin Buck goes around. Caution is out. Let's see if we can't back that up. See what happens to the 68 to see if he collects any damage on that. Oh, we went way too far back. Hold on. My timing did not update properly. The 93 chased him up the field, up the hill. Gets into the right rear quarter, spins him around. Buck locks it down. No damage to that 68 machine. Nice bit of driving by Dustin Buck. Spinned it down off the track. Didn't collect anybody. Caution came out. And he's going to be able to continue racing tonight. Guaranteed. He is not happy, though, with how that transpired. It's a good thing we can't hear their in-game chats. And we'll see what the race officials say. See if they give that 93 end of longest line penalty. We'll see what happens here. Might not have been enough information for race control to make that decision. All right, well, you guys were watching it. What did you think happened? Who would you point the blame on? Or would you just say it's a racing incident and they were racing hard for the lead? Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to re-rack them, re-stack them. We're going to try this one more time. Third caution. We got 55 laps left in this event. The 93 of Polsky on the point with Joshua Reese on the outside. Green flag back in the air as we're coming out of turn number 4 into the tri-oval. Whoa. Hamilton and Reese get together. It looked like Reese came down the track, thought he had the 3 card cleared, and it might have at one point, but oof. 389 Lee Krause, 68 Dustin Buck. Oh, that one car is destroyed, unfortunately. They had a very fast car here tonight. That's going to move Anthony Hamilton Jr. up to 2nd place. Forrest Hamilton Jr. up to 3rd. Daniel Park in 4th. Joshua Fox up 25 positions to 5th. Farron Elam Jr. in 6th. Matt Moreau in his new ride up to 7th. Travis Lapinus up to 8th. Kyle Thayer up to 9th in that Misfit Creations painted Little Debbie's machine. I love the chrome numbers on there. Tom Queering is going to round out our top 10. Does anybody have anything left for that number 93 machine? Looks like most of our leaders last pitted on lap 58. Kyle Thayer pitted on lap 67. He's going to be able to go a little farther than these guys. They are going to have to pit at least one more time for fuel. Roy Hyde last pit on 72, but I know he's got some damage. Bradley Steffen, 72. Matthew Chandler, lap 72. And those are all the cars that are, looks like, still on the lead lap. All right, lights are off on the pace car. The 93 machine is going to lead us to the green next time by. Let's see if that 23 can get a good start and keep pace with the 93 as we come out of turn number 4. '93 once again gets a good jump, is able to slide up in front of the whole field. Daniel Park currently running in 4th. He's had a pretty steady night. He's been in the top 10 most of the night. We have less than 50 laps to go. A name we haven't talked about much tonight, Farron Elam Jr. That number 88 machine has worked his way up to 6th. Farron is another one of those drivers that has returned to the Rusty Misfits Racing League and has found his home here, and he is putting on a good show tonight. He is up 12 positions from where he started. Josh Fox, a past Rusty Misfits League champion, currently running in 5th. He is up 25 spots from where he started. Daniel Park looking to make a move on 2nd. He threw it down in there going into turns 1 and 2, but wasn't able to make it stick. He's going to try it again in 3 and 4. That high line just has so much momentum. If you can't throw it in hard enough to clear that guy, you just can't make the pass complete. Touch the apron there. You got to be careful with that. That can upset the back end of your car. Park back at it, trying pretty hard to get past that number 3 of Hamilton. Wants to see if he's got anything for our race leader. Door to door with the 3 car. Hamilton with a slight advantage as we go over the stripe. Park not giving up. We got Anthony Hamilton in the wings just waiting. Oh, Park couldn't quite clear him that time through 3 and 4. It was close. Park's driving the wheels off that number 7 car trying to make this thing work. Oh! Nice save by Dan Park. Holy cow, didn't even lose a position. Impressive driving by the number 7 machine of Mr. Daniel Park. After falling back earlier, when he decided to stay out, here comes that number 89 machine of Brad Steffen. Looks like we are going to contest with some lap traffic here of the 94. Heavy damage under that machine, caught up in one of the wrecks. Brad Steffen now on to trying to work his way into the top 5, trying to get away from Josh Fox. Brad did pit on lap 72, so he's got fresh tires underneath that number 89 machine. As Daniel Park is continuing to battle side by side with that number 3 machine. Has the advantage, he's going to be able to clear him. Jockeying for position now, farther back in the field. Looks like Stefan is stalled out on that bottom line. Hamilton now going to try to get around Forrest Hamilton. Side by side for the two Hamiltons. "35 laps to go. Forrest Hamilton doing everything he can to keep the rest of the field behind him. Anthony Hamilton doing everything he can to try to get a run on that bottom side. But so far he has not been able to make it work. He saw Dan Park battle him for lap after lap. Doesn't look like he has found a better option. That high side is just so much better. Brad Stefan with new tires, making it 3 wide for second, third place. Dan Park has been reeling in our leader, 93 of Polsky, down to just 0.3 of a second now separating the two. They have a huge gap between them and the rest of the field. They're on the same pit strategy. Got some lap cars coming up in front of these guys. 94 of Dunford staying low and out of the way. Daniel Park Closing right up to the back bumper. Is going to make a move down low as they enter into turns 1 and 2. He completes the pass. Made short work of the 93 machine. '93 pitting along with Forrest Hamilton Jr. The number 7 of Park, I believe, is going to have a... No, he does not. He's pitted last pit on 58. He's going to need to pit, but Brad Stefane, who is currently in second, might have enough fuel to go to the end. We'll see how long Dan Park can stay out leading this one. Stefane has 20 lap newer tires. Ooh, Stefane scraping the wall going down the back straightaway. Ooh, got a little loose, had to whoa it up. Dan Park continuing to lead this one. He battled pretty hard with that number 3 of Forrest Hamilton Jr. for probably a good 20 laps trying to get by him. When will the 7 pit? I don't think it's a question of if he has to pit, but when will he pit? Got some lap cars he's catching in front of him. The 21 and 94. Dustin Buck in his number 68 machine. After getting caught up in one of the wrecks, looks like he's got a little bit of damage on the back end of his machine. Has fought his way back into the top 10. Less than 25 laps to go. And we're going to see if Daniel Park can hold on or if he's going to need fuel before the end of this one. Catching up to the 21 car. '21 moves up out of the way, lets the leader go by. Brad Stefan in second. The 23 of Anthony Hamilton Jr. Josh Fox currently sitting in fourth. Farron Elam Jr. in fifth. Roy Hyatt, who had got caught up in one of the earlier cautions, currently sitting in sixth place. Doesn't look like he got too much damage from that incident he was involved in. Brandon Dunford in that number 19 machine. Ooh, Farron Elam Jr. put a block on the 00. Oh, contact between the 00 and 88 on the exit of turn 4. Double 0 and 88 leaning on each other hard through that corner. Tom Queering is pitting. He was one of the last drivers that pit on lap 58. It's not boding well for the number 7 of Daniel Park to make it to the end. Keep an eye on that situation. The 23 of Hamilton still all over the back bumper of Brad Stefan. Hamilton last pit on lap 58, Stefan on 72. Ooh, both drivers hard into that outside wall. Dan Park still laying them down. Almost a 2-second lead now over Brad Stefan. Lap car of Dunford staying low out of the way. Daniel's going to catch a couple more lap cars here pretty quick. 15 laps to go. Josh Fox, Travis Lepenis have entered the pits. The 12 car of Kyle Thayer going down a lap down. Kyle is currently running in 11th spot. That leaves us with only 10 cars now on the lead lap. Daniel Park continues to tick these laps away. Does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? Does he know something all these other guys don't? Daniel's got that Ford Mustang tuned in pretty good. 2 1/4 second lead now over the second place of Brad Stefan. Anthony Hamilton in third, Farron Elam in fourth, Roy Hyde in fifth. Stefan and Hyde pitted on lap 72. Our leader, Daniel Park, Anthony Hamilton Jr., and Farron Elam Jr. all pit on lap 58. Coming to the stripe, it's going to be 10 laps to go for that number 7 machine. He doesn't have much of a choice now but to try and ride this thing out till the end. And hope he either has a big enough lead to where when he runs out of fuel he can coast to the win, or that he's saved enough. But man, he was running that thing pretty hard early on. Kyle Thayer now in 10th place, our first car a lap down. So we are down to just 9 cars on the lead lap. Matthew Chandler is in the sights of that number 7 machine with 9 laps to go. Here comes Dan Park. Doesn't have enough to make it to the end. Giving up the lead with 9 laps to go to bad Brad Stefan. Farron Elam Jr. is in second. Roy Hyde in third. The 19 of Dunford in fourth. Dustin Buck in fifth. Ooh, Brad Stefan gets into the wall. Almost kicks the ass end loose. Farron Elam Jr. now in the pits. Dan Park is out. He is the first car lap down in 7th. So we have 6 cars left on the lead lap. Roy Hyde all over the back bumper now of that number 89 of Stefan, with Dunford, Buck, and Chandler. Chandler way back. He has gotten lapped but unlapped himself from the number 7 pit. So he's still holding on to that lead lap, but not by much. You can see him there in front of the 89. Roy Hyde all over the back bumper. We got 5 laps to go. Dunford and Buck, Chandler in 5th. We got Park, Polsky, Thayer, Lepanus, and Hamilton rounding out our top 10. Matthew Chandler did pit on lap 72, so he should have enough fuel. Whoa! Brad Stefan comes up and gets into the side of the 81 machine. Four laps to go for Stefan, Hyde, and Dunford. Hyde trying to drive the wheels off that 00 to get an advantage. Trying to close that gap up and get back to the back bumper of the 89. Hyde's going to make a move to the bottom as we enter turn number 1. Oh, leaders make contact. They're rubbing on each other all the way to the corner exit. Almost make more contact going down the back straightaway. Hyde roughed up the side of the 89, but he got the pass done. White flag is in the air for Roy Hyde. Brad Stefan holding on to 2nd. Dunford out of gas. Coming to the stripe. Hyde, Stefan, Buck. And it looks like the 89 is probably out of fuel as well. Roy Hyde bringing home that 00 machine. Whew. Park comes back from having to pit late. We'll give these drivers just a minute to get up to the interview room. Bringing home that win, we got the 00 of Roy Hyde. We'll give these drivers just a minute to get up to the broadcast booth. All right, bringing home that 68 machine in third. We got the 68 of Dustin Buck.
Yeah, getting dumped was kind of a little bit of a blessing there. If I was on the same pit strategy as all the guys running up front there towards the end, I would have probably been seventh, eighth place. So I guess that worked out.
It was a nice bit of driving. You managed to save that thing without getting into anybody else or getting into the wall.
Yeah, he was racing really hard, and I was trying to not let him spin me. They said I came down a little bit on him, but he was just overdriving his stuff that early. I should have just let him go by and burn his stuff off and pass him later, but I was still saving and keeping him behind me. I don't know. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And there's enough yellows. I didn't know if I wanted to get back, in traffic a little bit. But I mean, I ended up with 60 seconds of damage on that one accident and had two spins on my tires, and I was running faster than the leaders before they pit. So it'd have been interesting to see how things played out if I didn't have a beat up race car too.
Oh, definitely. Um, Once again, though, that 68 machine is always fast, always finds its way up front.
Yeah, I should be really happy with third. I'd rather run top three legitimately and not have to do it on fuel mileage, but you know, sometimes you just got to be a little bit lucky. And I didn't have a lot of luck this race. I screwed the pooch in qualifying, and then I allowed myself to get spun. I know how he races. There's nothing wrong with it. He's really aggressive. He's really fast, and I'm just as much to blame. I should have just let him go by, but um, you definitely need tires late in the runs at this track, and keeping him behind me was probably burning my tires off more than I wanted to. But with Lee out of the race, I just it seemed like I could push it a little bit and still be faster than everyone. I think we had about 3 seconds when that one yellow came out in that long run.
Well, we definitely had some long runs. I was a little disappointed we didn't get to see some more green flag pit stops.
Yeah, but we've got a big field now.
Yeah,
More cars you
32 cars,
add.
I think.
Yeah, the more cars you add, the more problems you're gonna run into. I mean, we got some good green flag runs, and this is a hard track to get out of turn four and keep it out of people. So it wants to push so bad, and it doesn't matter if you're a tenth quicker than somebody. It's really hard to get by once you get a few laps on the tires. But these guys do really well. James put together a hell of a race. It's not like I'm mad at him or anything. I just need to adjust my strategy for the people that I race around, and he's really fast, and he really likes to push it on the start of a run. And it probably could have been a little bit different if I'd have raced with a little bit more self-preservation. But I'm running part-time, and I'm here to win. And I running third's great, but I'm really showing up to win races.
Oh, for sure. Well, it's still a solid run for you tonight. Unfortunately, your teammate Lee did not have a good night. Got caught up in some wrecks that he had no control over.
Yeah, but typical Lee fashion, he's running towards the front. He's really good on tires. I learn a lot from running around him. I think we learn a lot from each other because it seems like if one of us is faster than the other one at one place, the other one picks up a little bit, and vice versa. So
Well, that's the way a good teamwork should work.
yeah, well, appreciate you broadcasting, and appreciate Dean putting on the league and everybody who puts in all the work. I don't know if I'll be around next week. I don't know where you guys are racing at, but I'll probably find myself to Dover whenever you guys run there. And I don't know, these shorter tracks are what I like to run.
All right. Well, whenever you get to race with us, we know you're going to put on a pretty good show. So we'll see you when you come back.
Yeah, you have a good one. Thanks, man.
You too, bud.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Finishing second, that number 89 machine, Bad Brad Steffen.
How are we doing?
I'm guessing you ran out of fuel coming out of turn four.
No, no, I didn't run out of fuel. I had to pee really bad. I lost focus. I just let him go. Let's just finish this thing P2. I just like lost trying to drive hard. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I went pee. We're all good now. I'm happy with a second place.
You guys were leading on each other pretty hard that last lap.
Yeah, I was saving fuel for a little bit because I knew it was going to be really close. I was probably only one lap to the good, so it let them catch up to me. Then I realized, I went back to my fuel. There's like, what was it, maybe five to go, and my thing said, you got about 6 laps fuel left. I'm like, all right, so I can get back on it. This time I was watching it really close, but yeah, the last lap there, he got into me there. It's racing. I'm not mad about it. Um, just happy to get out here with a second. I was really thinking I was gonna get out here with maybe like a eighth, maybe a ninth, top 10. I was really slow in practice and all that, and but it came together in the end. That last caution, whatever we did, I took tires, took fuel, and we had just enough to finish the race. Got a little lucky there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was actually a little shocked that on that first caution around lap 20 that you decided to stay out. It looks like after that went green, you fell back pretty hard in that
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh, we did. Me and Tom felt it was too early to pit. I noticed all of a sudden he was behind me and is like, it's too early to pit. I'm not taking tires, I'm not taking fuel. I still got like 30 laps in the tank. Let's see what this thing does. And part of me, let's say all of a sudden we're in first. Let's stay out here and get some bonus points. Let's lead a couple laps and whatnot, and we'll see what happens from there. That was my kind of mindset from that point on, and yeah.
Well, it definitely paid off. You worked your way back up through the field, and having those 20
Well,
lap fewer newer tires definitely helped out.
Nick.
Oh, can you got me? I hit the wrong button.
Yep, I got you.
As I was saying, when you came back through the field, those 20 lap newer tires definitely made a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely. The car was on rails there, just trying to make up some time and whatnot. And I don't quite remember when that was, but like I said, the last stop we had when I took the fuel and tires, and um, we had 50 something laps to go. I seen my fuel tank was at 52. I was like, okay, maybe we can stretch this out. Depending on what happens, we get another caution or two, and just try to save fuel, make it to the end, because the tires weren't wearing all that bad. They kind of were, but like I said, we had decent amount of cautions, and that helped save the tires getting through traffic and whatnot. So just happy to get out here with a P2. Happy for the team, up there in the points. Top Group Racing, James and Tom. Not quite sure where they finished tonight, but happy overall. Uh, Excited for next week.
Well, James came back to 7th, and Tom got 11th. So, yeah, good run for everybody from that team.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Not so bad. Could have been better, but can't complain.
No, definitely not. Especially with some of the cautions we had. A lot of guys got collected that didn't have anything to do with the cautions, but you guys made her through.
Absolutely. I'm just glad I could pull it through for the team, and just want to thank you in the booth, East West Co Apparel, all the boys putting this on, all the competitors, Hanksters Motorsports, PBR for keeping me fueled during the races, and we'll see you boys next week. Let's have some fun. Put on another good show.
All right, next week we are at the dirt track, so you better bring
Oh
your A
God.
game.
Oh no. I'm not going to be in a podium in that one. Maybe. We'll see. That'll be fun though. Can't wait.
All right, you guys have a wonderful night. We'll look forward to back seeing you next week on Dirt.
Take care, Mick. We'll see you.
All right, Roy, hi, and that double zero machine. Ooh, what a show, buddy.
Yes, sir. That was a interesting race, if I do say so.
You and Brad, those last probably 5 laps. Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of it was for me on my end. It was fuel mileage. I think he was good for one more lap, but I was kind of trying to push him, thinking he was on the same as I was, and trying to run him out. But I had just a little bit of tire there, and I got under him and went. Yeah, I used a little bit, but I don't think I roughed him up too bad, and was able to get around him.
You might have put the door to him a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about it in the waiting room over there. Yeah, we're good with it, but I think I don't think it was that bad. But all in all, I ran him down, and I was really good on the long runs. And once we got the long run, I think I was able to knock some stuff down and make some moves, getting around people that had burned their stuff up early, and I think it paid off.
Now, I kind of thought you got caught up in one of those wrecks early on. Did you actually miss the wreck, or did you have just a little bit of damage?
Oh, I had like less than a minute, like 40 something seconds with the damage. But oh no, I T-boned the Aaron's car. I'm not sure what number he was, but he was sideways in front of me, and I T-boned the crap out of him. And evidently, he was sliding fast enough that I didn't get that much damage out of it. And I sat in pits, and I was able to get it all fixed on that caution, so it didn't hurt that bad. So
Nice. Well, that worked out to your favor. I know you were one of the later ones to pit. You pit on lap 72 at the same time as Brad did. But man, that 00 machine was very fast tonight.
I was very happy with it. I mean, once I found the line to run and getting all the points down, I was able to save enough tire to let people wear their stuff out and be able to work around them in the longer runs. And luckily, we got a long run there at the end. I think if we had a shorter run, I wasn't quite as fast as the other guys, and I would have probably got 8 up if we would have gotten a shorter run there towards the end.
Yeah, that's one thing with Iowa Speedway. You definitely have to be mindful of your tires.
Yes, sir. That's a big thing. That was basically in practice. That's what I was doing was 20 lap runs of different steering ratios, offsets, just to see what was gonna be the most effective for long term speed when it comes to lap times and tire wears.
Well, and I can honestly say that 00 paint scheme is probably one of my favorites.
Well, thank you very much. I just finished it tonight. Within minutes of the starting this race, I posted it. Never was able to put it up on Trading Paint so I could run it. But yeah, I run the World War II fighter themes on just about everything I run. Normally, my old ARCA car was it was a pureblood car, but everything else I run is normally the World War II fighter jets.
Well, it looks good, and the chrome on the side stands out.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you, and congratulations on the win tonight. You had a great run, and we look forward to seeing what you can do next week. Now, next week we are on the dirt track. How do you feel about that?
It's going to be sketchy, 100% sure on that one. I'm more or less comfortable on a dirt, especially in these bigger stock car. Well, this isn't really that big comparative, but the bigger, heavier cars, I'm usually pretty good at the dirt tracks.
All right, buddy. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Always shout out to the wife because she lets a grown man sit over here and play in a simulator for most of the time and getting good at it and taking the time to take care of the dogs and stuff for me. Mom and Dad, they normally watch these things, and you guys up in the booth for putting on a hell of a show and letting everybody watch us do what we enjoy doing, and everybody and all the admin team, they're admin and it's pretty stellar up here. They take care of stuff, and we got the monitors and everything to keep everybody in check, and really appreciate that.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on the win. I like looking at that 00 car up front, and we look forward to seeing you back next week.
Thank you, sir. See you guys again.
Yep. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here in the booth. Myself, Mick Olofsson, Dean Qualia up in the RC booth. Thank you for for joining tonight, and we look forward to seeing you back next week. You guys have a wonderful night.